Okay, welcome to the Jefferies Cup final for 2021. We're about to get underway, so our umpires today on the plate we have Heath Little at first base, Dave Fortin, second base Casey Smeeks, on third Jill Farquhar, and our official scorer is Lindley Dove. And I'm Tony Smith, so I'll be commentating the game with help from Marie Byrne, who is multitasking doing the iScore as well. So welcome to this final between Canterbury Red Sox and Otago. We're now seeing the umpires conferring with the coaches of both teams. Coaching Canterbury, Carl Gould, the former New Zealand captain from the 1988 World Series. And the player coach for Otago is Matt Watts, who's playing third base. So our Otago lineup today, on the mound is Ben Watts, pitching to his brother Cameron. At first base, Nelson Yorston. Second base, Jaden Britt. On third, Matthew Watts, the Otago coach. At shortstop, Mitchell Finney. In left field, Logan Herbert. In centre field, Fletcher Dew. And in right field, James Matheson. So no designated player for Otago. They are all batting, which means that the pitcher Ben Watts will be batting in the 7th slot. So leading off for Canterbury will be the centre fielder Leon Lum, Drew Delatour on deck, Josh Harbrow in the 3 slot, Tyron Bardarillo, his fellow Black Sox player, in the number 4 clean-up hitter role, Bailey Hamilton, who'll be pitching today at number 5, Josh Lubieski at 6, Josh Glading 7, Courtier Holmes Hurst at 8, and in the number 9 slot, Lopeti Sumner. So we're about to see now Ben Watts, a true Otago player, plays his club ball up here for Papanui and is in the Canterbury Red Sox NFC squad. But he's basically playing as a kind of state of origin player for Otago, hurling to his brother Cameron. So a strike called as the first pitch delivered to Leon Lum. So Leon Lum from the PCU Devils Club. Legal pitch called here by plate umpire Little. And he's just having a word now with pitcher Ben Watts, presumably a flash pitching call, Marie?
I'd say so, yeah. Yes. We saw some of those called in the last game in the South Canterbury versus Nelson game as well. Yeah, it seems to be something the umpires are consistently picking up this tournament, so good on them for that.
2 balls, 1 strike. And a cut back there by Leon Lum into the backstop. So 2-2 now the count. And a strike called on the outside corner. So Ben Watts starts with a strikeout. And that'll bring up Drew Delatour batting at number 2, the Canterbury second baseman.
It's Drew, the second of the 2 teenage players from PCU here, 18-year-olds.
Yeah, great to see. He's got a great pedigree in the game.
His father's the assistant coach for the Red Sox over on first base there.
And he's also playing Dad's old position at
He is
second
too.
base. I mean, Paul Delatore's father was an excellent second baseman for Canterbury, Wellington in his day, and also the Black Sox.
And he's wearing his number as well.
Nice. So Drew is on a 1-1 count now as he faces Ben Watts from the left side of the plate. And strike called on the outside corner. And strikeout number 2 of the inning for Ben Watts. Good start there by the Otago hurler. Bringing up Josh Harbrow, a former world champion with the Black Sox, batting in the number 3 slot, and I think we were talking before, Marie, about very much in the prime of his game.
Absolutely, playing very well. Also showing his real true leadership qualities.
He chases that first pitch, it's popped up and just pops up the shortstop for the 3rd out of the game. So no score after the top of the first inning, and that will bring Otago up for their first turns at bat. So nice to see at this tournament, Marie, that Canterbury have been loaning their quite a few of their so-called senior players, their top pitchers, and to other provinces just to improve the standard of the tournament.
Absolutely, and it helps the associations that they're playing in with developing the young players that they've got as well, playing alongside Black Sox. So for example, South Canterbury, where there are 2 of the Black Sox player squad members, and Callum Bishop and Jackson Watt playing in there. How often would a young player get to play alongside a Black Sox player?
Exactly, yep. Okay, so the Canterbury defensive lineup is on the pitching mound, Bailey Hamilton. He'll be throwing to Josh Lubieski. At first base, Tyrone Bartarillo. We're more used to seeing him on the other side of the diamond, but good to see him at first base. At second base, as mentioned, Drew Delatour. At third base, Courtier Holmes-Hurst. At shortstop, Josh Harbrow. In left field, Lopeti Sumner. Centre field, Leon Lum. And in right field, Josh Glading. So very much a young lineup with the experience of Bartarillo and as mentioned before, Josh Harbrow. So good to see Carl Gould and Paul Delatour placing faith in their young players, Marie.
Absolutely. 3 teenagers out on the diamond there, in addition to Delatour and Lum. Courtier Holmes-Hurst on third base there. Son of Matt Holmes, played a lot of softball with Albion and RKS.
Yeah, another player with good pedigree in the game.
Exactly.
So bringing up the Otago batting order was led off by the first baseman Nelson Yorston, Fletcher Jew on deck, and Mitchell Finney in the number 3 slot. Cameron Watts at 4. So Yorston picks a ball from the first delivery by Bailey Hamilton. And a legal pitch called there by umpire Little. So that's the count now moves to 2 balls, no strikes. And fell back, so now 2-1. Ball on the outside. And Bailey Hamilton comes back with a strike now, so a full count of 3-2. Fouled off, so Yorston stays alive. That's the 6th delivery by Bailey Hamilton to the Otago leadoff. And strike called on the corner, so a KC there to lead off for Bailey Hamilton. Good comeback by the Canterbury pitcher.
Exactly.
Brings up now his PCU Devils clubmate.
No, he's with Horsewell.
Oh, sorry, I got that wrong.
Yes, no, Fletcher Dew is another teenager, but he hails from the Horsewell club, has come up through the grades for Horsewell.
There we go, and he's in great form this tournament too. He sees a pitch there, lets it go. It's a 1 ball. So Fletcher Dew was batting .818 on the first day of this tournament. That's a phenomenal average, Marie.
Absolutely.
For any hitter.
And a young hitter, his first senior representative tournament.
And another one who bats from the left side, so good to see. He's just strung another hit into the left centre field gap. And that should be a stand-up double. There he goes to 3. And a stand-up triple, almost a nice little slide at the end, but great batting and base running by Fletcher Dew. So we've just seen an example of the red-hot batting form of the Horsewell Hornets player.
Yes, outfielder, yeah. Very strong hitter. We'll see Bailey.
And so bringing up now, we have Mitchell Finney, another one batting from the left side. And he hits up the middle too. That's the first run of the ball game. So Otago take the lead against the Canterbury Red Sox. Back-to-back hits there by Dew and Finney.
Absolutely.
And now we have in the number 4 slot Cameron Watts, brother Matthew on deck.
Bailey will just need to settle down here.
And they continue to move the ball, Otago, so that just knocked down there at shortstop by Josh Harbrow. But Cam Watts now at first base, Finney at second, who's also a base stealing threat. Up now Matt Watts, the player coach.
Yes, Mitchell definitely has some wheels on him.
And Harbrow uses his experience, takes the lead runner there, fields nicely. Finney's out at third base. And the 2 down catcher rule there probably benefits Otago, with Finney able to stay on the bases at second as the replacement runner. Up now Jaden Britt from the Papanui Club, a pick-up player for Otago. And a legal pitch called. So that'll move the base runners over. So Mitch Finney goes down to 3, Matt Watts to 2, and Jaden Britt jumps ahead in the count. Strike on the outside corner, so 1-1. And strike again there by Bailey Hamilton. So good wee duel here developing. 2 players who know each other quite well from the Canterbury Club competition. Well left by Jaden Britt, not tempted to have a go at that on the outside. 2 and 2.
Yes. Jaden's been in good batting form so far this season.
Yeah, he has. He's really stepped up. And Britt leaves that on the inside. Full count. And Jaden Britt picks the walk to load the bases for Ben Watts, the Otago pitcher. Nice to see Ben in the batting lineup.
Yes.
Marie, because he can be quite handy with the stick.
Oh, he is. He's a very strong hitter.
Often for his club team he doesn't get a chance to hit because they've got a strong batting lineup, but good to see him in there. An illegal pitch, so that'll be another run home. So Mitch Finney coming in on the illegal pitch call.
Josh Harbrow there just talking to umpire Heath Little about what his pitcher needs to do.
So Josh presumably captaining Canterbury Marine today.
Absolutely.
Logical choice to do that. Him and Tyron Bartarillo are the leaders of this young team. So just a reminder to anyone maybe viewing from the North Island, the South Island title has been won by Canterbury every year since 1993. So Otago were the last team to win it in 1992, back in the day when they had people like John Sholton and Steve Fleming and Tom Clymer, Brent Tamati, John Shoulders. So that's quite a long time between drinks, Marie.
Absolutely.
So Ben Watts head now 1-0 in the count. Ball 3.
I hadn't put the walk there.
And Ben Watts walks. Again loading the bases. And bringing up Logan Herbert, the left fielder.
Designated runner coming in there at first base for Otago. Nathan Hill. Called strike there.
And that's going to be out of the park. That is going for the centre field fence, and it's gone. So a great hit there by Logan Herbert, a base clearing grand slam home run. And a lovely hit there right through the right centre field gap, soaring over the outfield fence. So the new batter, James Matheson, with Nelson Yorston, the lead-off on deck. So Otago have batted through the order in their first innings. Nice cut there by Matheson. foul there, so 0-2 the count. And a stand-up strikeout to end the inning, but not before Otago scores 6 runs. As mentioned before, they batted through the order, and the highlight being that out of the park home run by Logan Herbert. So they've given Marie, they've given Ben Watts the sort of lead any pitcher loves to have.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it'll really be a good test here for the Red Sox to be able to fight back and come back from that.
Ben's been probably the best pitcher in the South Island for the last few years. He's the Black Sox training squad. He's certainly the type of guy that pitches a lot of innings and got a big heart.
Absolutely, and that was part of the rationale with Carl Gould wanting to have some of his senior players go out to other teams, because it also not only gave some of the other younger players in Canterbury a go, but also that they're facing against top pitching in Ben.
And here we're going to see a good example of why he'd want to do that, because up to bat now, Tyron Bartarillo, the clubmate of Ben Watts, and certainly in the last half decade anyway, probably the best hitter in Canterbury and South Island softball for much of that time.
Yes, he and Josh Harbrow would be having a duel with that one.
And strike there, so Watts leaps ahead in this duel with his Papua Nui clubmate. And I think Barty knew that was a strike. So Bartarillo, a pull hitter, he likes to hit that pitch on the inside, drive it into right field or over the right field fence. But a very good bat control actually. He can really bat for the cycle.
Absolutely.
Possibly the best bat control in New Zealand, along with Nathan Nuku,
yes,
among the left-handed hitters. And this time he's going opposite field, but he's flied out there to the home run hero, Logan Herbert. So 1 down. Up now Bailey Hamilton, and Marie, you know a lot about Bailey from the PCU Devils Club. He's in red hot batting form this year, isn't he?
Yes, he's been batting very well. Had a few home runs over the fence, just a couple.
And a former junior Black Sox
player.
International. So. Strike called, and Bailey will be very keen to get some runs back after that first inning pitching. So. Who better to do it?
Yes.
Swing and a miss. So Ben Watts about to take the mound again. He's Otago born and bred, made the junior Black Sox from Otago. Strikeout, so good start there by Watts. So Watts came up to Canterbury to play for Papua Nui a few years ago just to get more regular competition. He's pitched them to 2 finals of the National Interclub tournament. Yet to win the title, but not too far away, and been a good acquisition.
Absolutely. Pitching to his brother Cameron. Interestingly, all the 3 Watts brothers play in the Canterbury competition, all for 3 different clubs.
Yeah, that's great. Means all 3 clubs get their experience and their view on the game. And so the batter now, Josh Lubieski, knows a little bit about Ben Watts. He catches to him a fair bit at Papua Nui. He holds off that delivery. Doobie, as he's known. He's also in the sort of like pitching or battery development group, I think, nationally.
He is, yes.
And a dead ball, it'll just take a bit of time to recover from that. So Mitchell Finney playing there at shortstop, the number 8 who just fielded that ball back to the pitcher. He is also another Otago commuter.
Yes.
Comes up to play for Papua Nui, and it's great to have them in the Canterbury competition. Hopefully one day the Otago competition will be strong enough to sustain them.
Yes, both Mitchell and Matt commute to play their softball here in Canterbury, whereas Ben and Cameron both live here now.
Right, yeah. And a nice hit there to right field by Josh Lubieski. So really saw that one early, punched it out to right field. And under the 2-down catcher rule, he'll go back to the dugout to get the leggings on and be replaced by Bailey Hamilton.
Yes.
Josh Glading, the hitter. And Ben Watt starts with a strike. Yeah, so now Ben Watts is domiciled in Canterbury. He's dabbled in a bit of club rugby with Belfast. I believe he's a flanker. And I'm sure he'll go pretty well at that game too.
Yes.
Foul back. So Josh Glading, another relatively young player. Sister Meg is a very good player too, has been in the White Sox at one stage.
Playing out of Auckland now.
And on that wild pitch, we see Bailey Hamilton going down to second base.
Inside pitch there.
Matt Watts calls off the other infielders, takes the out to end the inning. So score remains 6-0 going into the bottom of the second.
Bailey Hamilton coming back out onto the mound. Wasn't sure whether Coach Gould might have looked to replace him.
Yeah, well, he's obviously keeping faith with him, and exactly. In some ways that's the way to work your way out of a bit of a big inning like that.
Exactly.
There's a temptation sometimes to change young pitchers too early, and they miss a learning experience.
Yes. Admittedly though, that last innings, only of those 6 runs, only one of those runs was earned.
Yeah. Sometimes it's the hard contact, it's the consistent contact that's the key. And Bailey does his own fielding, which he's very good at, and he takes the out over at first base to Tyron Bardarillo. So Tyron Bardarillo has a great record at the international level. He's won 3 world titles with 2 different countries, and
Exactly.
not too many people can say that. In fact, he's the only person that can say that.
Exactly. The only triple gold medalist playing in the game at the moment.
Yep, that's right. So Fletcher Jew, who's really the guy that sparked that beginning back in the first, he got the stand-up triple, and the confidence grew from the batters behind him. I guess too from Marie, for a lot of these guys have been picked up by other associations, Canterbury players. They're looking to impress Carl Gould and Paul Delatour and put their hands up.
You'd want to, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Great out there by Cordia Holmes-Hurst. A lot of speed there from the third base corner. Just gobbled up that hit and fired it over to first base. 2 down. And the umpires confer, and they concur that no swing was offered there by Mitch Finney. Bailey Hill's one on the outside. So Finney ahead 2-0 in the count.
Going inside there.
Not too far off there, but 3-0. So Finney will probably offer no swing at this pitch. He picks the walk, which means that Cam Watts has to take the leg guards off and come into the batter's box. Cam Watts taking a very open batting stance here to Hamilton. Strike on the outside corner.
Facing his PCU teammate.
Yeah. And narrowly fell there by off the bat of Cam Watts. There were a few Canterbury hearts and mouths there as that ball was soaring out towards the pole in left field. Good work there by umpire Farquhar to rule that was foul narrowly.
Hands on the head by the parents in the stands there.
Yeah. And it was a hit and run play. Mitch Finney was off on the pitch. This time he just digs one out a wee bit. Stays alive in the batter's box. So you presume that over the years there's been a fair bit of practicing in the Watts backyard between these 3 brothers.
Absolutely.
It's paying dividends.
Probably a few balls through windows. And
And strikeout. Good comeback there by Bailey Hamilton to end the inning with a strikeout, and Cam Watts just narrowly away from that potential home run. So while Cam Watts gets togged up, brother Matthew pops on the mask and takes the warm-up pitches from Ben.
Of course, brother Matthew is also a catcher.
Yeah, he is.
For the Albion club.
Very good catcher, and
now go and swap gloves. And
so when the inning resumes, we'll see the lead off for Canterbury will be Courtier Holmes-Hurst, fresh from that very snappy out in the last half inning. So as Marie mentioned before, the son of Matt Holmes, a very good player for Canterbury over the years. Ball on the outside to the left-handed hitter. Swing and a miss. He'd be another youngster too, Marie, I would imagine. Courtier?
Yes, he is. Courtier's a young, probably, I think he's maybe 19.
Right, yeah. Swing and a miss. Two and two. So we're just feeling a few drops of rain now, but nothing to be concerned about. Swing and a miss there, so it's a strikeout there for Ben Watts. Bringing up the number 9 hitter, the left fielder for the Canterbury Red Sox, Lopeti Sumner, which means that Leon Lum, top of the order, will be on deck. So Marie Lopeti, another good young player coming through.
He's with the Albion club.
Another one who's come up through the ranks of the Canterbury age group team.
He has. Formerly of PCU, and then went over to Albion. Got his became a premier starter in the Albion team.
Okay, so he's facing now, he's had 2 strikes from Ben Watts. Yep. And the strikeout confirmed there by umpire Fortin at first base. Up now, Leon Lum, the lead-off for Canterbury, the top order hitter. In terms of Leon's background, Marie?
He's come up through the PCU club. This is his second full season in premiers. A couple of seasons ago he played the odd game, but he's come on in leaps and bounds. And the fact that he's the first string centre fielder, he's got a lot of speed on him, very good reaction time.
Great, yeah.
Very quiet player, doesn't say much.
Sort of taken over the mantle that was held by Josh Thompson for a long time at club level and Canterbury level.
Yes. He'll be playing in the, I would presume he'll be playing in the Canterbury under-19 team, the PCU under-19 team, playing in the regional under-19s here in January.
Right. It'd be great to take his Premier experience into that. So.
Yes.
And he picks a walk there, so he's leads off with a walk from his second turn at bat of the game, or second turn to bat at the game. Up now, Drew Delatour. So second time round for these Canterbury batters now facing the pitching that Ben wants. They are of course accustomed to facing him in club ball. And a strike there. As you'd expect from Drew Delatour, given the background of his dad. Very cautious hitter, doesn't swing at a lot of rubbish.
No.
Yeah, good eye on him. Probably a very high reach base average, I think.
Yes.
Watts comes back with a strikeout. A strike, sorry. 2 balls, 1 strike. Drew pops up to, and the ball hit into the gap there, 6-7 single, and a good slide there by Leon Lam.
Motored it round to 3 there.
Yeah, good wheels and good wheels on both regards. So we now have quite a potential turning point of the game. So up to bat, the Canterbury captain Josh Harbrow facing Ben Watts. 2 runners in scoring position, and Otago ahead 6-0. Ball called, so Josh happy to have a sighter there. Strike called on the outside. 1-1. And a wild pitch there. No one there to cover the throw back by Cam Watts. So on the wild pitch, Leon Lam scores Canterbury's first run of the game. And Drew Delatour moves over to 3. So 2 balls, 1 strike now, the count on Josh Harbrow. None down. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
Trying to stretch it out there, Josh, but not quite.
And the chance of adding the extra run disappears, but they have picked up 1 run there, so So we now have a pitching change for Canterbury on the mound. Quinn Wickens Jenkins.
6 is out for him. And he's going to position 1. Yep. Position 7. 1's going to 7.
So it looks like that Bailey Hamilton's moved over to left field, where he'll replace Lopeti Sumner. But the technical replacement is Quinn Wickens Jenkins coming in to replace Sumner in the lineup, but we'll move on to the mound. So another PCU Devils pitcher.
Yes.
He's actually been quite impressive this year, Marie.
He has. He has. In the last 2 years he's had to step up quite a bit with the injury to Ryan Britt.
He's not a particularly big man by pitching standards, but he throws hard.
He does.
So he now goes into face Matt Watts, who leads off the inning for Otago. Swing and a miss. And strike call.
Yes.
On the check with the umpire at first base, Dave Fortin.
Softball New Zealand's umpire of the year for last season.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, great to see him getting that accolade and also getting some international experience at Age Group World Championships. And Matt Watts gets another hit there for Otago to through the shortstop to left field to lead off the inning. Brings up now Jaden Britt and Ben Watts on deck.
And we're talking about pedigree. This is another one with pedigree.
Certainly has, yeah.
His father Murray was probably one of our Canterbury's most dogged and endurant pitchers of his generation.
Yeah, and probably one of the smartest pitchers too in terms of his ability to work the zone. So the out taken there, snappy out again by Cordia Holmes-Hurst. His speed at third base has been very impressive, just getting to the ball. So Matt Watts didn't have much of a chance to beat that throw out. Yeah, so Jaden Britt goes there on the fielder's choice down to first base. So Jaden's grandfather, Gavin Britt, was a very prominent coach, former player, title-winning coach at national level with the Burnside Club. Strike call. So has Quinn's beard been a recent addition?
No, it's been there. It's always been there.
Right.
Probably not as long as it is this season.
That's probably why I didn't notice, yeah. And a double play taken there by Canterbury. Nice double play turned there by Drew Delator, Josh Harbrow and Tyrone Bartarillo. So snappy defence by the Red Sox. Della Torre again, his speed to the ball at second base is impressive, and
yes, he's been playing more shortstop this season with Josh Harbrow playing at 3, so I think this may even be Josh's first game in the season in the shortstop. He's been playing most of his ball at third base.
Where he's played a lot for the Black Sox,
exactly,
isn't he, at third base?
Yes.
So.
Curtis Dove has done a lot, shared the shortstop with Drew Delator. Curtis Dove, he's suited up in the dugout over there, but unable to play. He has his arm in a cast.
Yeah, another very handy player from the Red Sox ranks.
And of course his mother's sitting beside me here as the official scorer.
Yeah, so Canterbury's got some real infield depth now with those young players coming through, and like Curtis is another one too with quite a bit of experience now.
Yes.
Josh Harbrow, of course,
and Tyrone Bartorillo.
Speaking of Tyrone, he'll be leading off this inning for the Canterbury side. They really need a big inning here. Got one run in their last frame, but need a bit of a kind of concerted rally to get back into the game and make Ben Watts sweat a wee bit out there on the mound.
Oh, well, if anybody can start it off, it's Tyrone.
For sure, yeah. So Tyrone first played international softball for Australia, probably going back now 13 years or so. Moved to New Zealand, began to play for the Black Sox. Oh, an athletic out there taken over the left field foul line fence by Logan Herbert. So what a game he's having.
Exactly.
Automatic home run and a very spectacular out there. That ball looked gone for all money.
I know.
And again, good umpiring there by Jill Farquhar, who managed to get over there to the fence and see it out taken. Bailey Hamilton up now. Strike call. A snappy out by Mitch Finney. Classy play there at shortstop by the Otago man. He's a very versatile player actually. He's also quite a talented outfielder.
Exactly. And can wind his arm over and pitch.
Yeah.
He pitched for the Papanui team in the fastball tournament at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, I've seen him do a bit of pitching for Otago. He can fire the odd fastball down there. Josh Lubieski up to bat. So Josh punched a really good hard hit single to right field at his first at bat. So very capable of swinging the stick. Ball on the inside. So Josh has come back to the Papanui club this year from a couple of seasons at Kaipui.
Yes.
He was getting a bit of premier experience, but returned to Papanui where he had started out. Where he shares the catching with another very accomplished catcher, Nathan Watt. In fact, they have three there.
Ant Stewart as well, yes.
So Ant playing for South Canterbury here this week, helping them out with his experience. Ball 3, strike 1. strike called. So full count now. So Lubieski looking to get a good pitch, a good drivable pitch. Probably thinking very hard about what he would call Ben Watts to pitch in this situation. Now, nice cut that just goes straight back into the backstop netting. And Lubieski keeps that 1,000 average going. Picks a walk to first base. Again, doesn't last very long on the bases because he's the catcher and he'll go back to get the gear on. Out comes Bailey Hamilton to run for him again. So one thing, Marie, I like about this ruling that's now allowing Canterbury to release players, and it allows some of these players to go home and represent their hometown provinces.
Exactly, and giving back.
Yeah. Because you would presume that the Watts boys, although they've had a long association with Canterbury now, probably still support the Highlanders and would be Otago men through and through.
Absolutely, and of course mum and dad are still living in Dunedin and have been long-time servants of the game in Otago.
Yeah, that's great. It's great to sort of put something back, reward them for the time they put into the boys' games.
Yes, and they see a lot of joy in watching their sons achieve.
It's also good to see like a premier pitcher like Ben go back and play for his hometown province, and it gives young players coming through an opportunity to see him or learn from him. And I remember when Peter Meredith used to come back to New Zealand, what a lift that gave Otago people, knowing that he'd come from there and had gone on to better things.
Absolutely.
And the out taken by Nelson Yorston over the fouled line, the first baseman, so ends the inning.
Should be. Yeah, top of 5. I'm down in innings. Yeah, bottom 4. Bottom 4. I'm just going to read it.
So just confirming to viewers who may have been concerned by my lack of technological updates on the inning progress, it's now the bottom of the 4th inning. And Tyron Barterillo takes that ball in foul territory. 1 down.
One pitch, 1 out. That's what Quinn will like.
Certainly will, and
so will Coach Carl Gould.
Especially when that foul fly came off the bat of Logan Herbert, who hammered the home run.
Exactly.
Jimmy Matheson is popping up there. Great catch taken by Drew Delatour, going right back deep into very shallow centre field. Snappy out by the second baseman, and good cover there by Leon Lam. So you kind of got the impression, Marie, one of those guys wasn't taken, it was just a matter of who. So Nelson Yorston, the top order hitter now for Otago. Strike called. And a change up there by Quinn Wickens tempts Yorston into the swing. 0-2. And a nice hit there by Yorston that goes through Hamilton at left field. Yorston scampers around, he's going to go to 3, he's got a lot of pace and he's going to get there. So nice hit there by Nelson Yorston, very aggressive base running too. So and the DR coming in. So the DR being Nathan Hill will run for Yorston. And Fletcher Jew to bat. 1-2 today. Swing and a miss. Nice spin rotation on that pitch by Quinn Wickens, takes a strike. What age would Quinn be, Marie? How
Quinn's about 24,
right.
25.
So approaching his prime perhaps as a pitcher. And a nice change up there for the strike out by Quinn Wickens. Ends the inning. No change to the score in Otago. Leave that runner stranded at 3 after the triple there by, perhaps the error assisted triple by Nelson Yorston.
Absolutely. This is actually Quinn's first season representing the Red Sox, but he has played in the Jefferies Cup for a number of years pitching for Southland as a pickup player.
Yeah, he's certainly really come on in the last couple of years.
We've got a pinch hitter or a change of batter coming in here for the Red Sox.
In 8th spot, 18 out, 9 out.
So substitution being made by Canterbury. We're now going to see the Horswell Hornets catcher Ruben Elkins, the young player coming in to bat. And he's replacing Courtier Holmes-Hurst. Presumably as a pinch hitter, I wouldn't expect to see him
on third
take
base.
it at third base.
Yeah, a catcher and sometimes outfielder is Ruben. Another young player coming from the Horswell stable of players. They've got a number of young players who've been coming through for a couple of years now in the Prem side and maturing through. And
yeah, including Harrison Bruns-Croy, who's on the pitching staff this weekend.
Yes, Fletcher Jew.
So Ruben often catches to Harrison at club level, so shares that role with the experienced Marty Warren. And he's going to lead off here now for Canterbury, facing Ben Watts. Swing and a miss, good aggressive swing there by the young pinch hitter. Ruben's also a pretty handy hockey player in the winter. Premier level in Canterbury. Yeah, very loose pitch there, a real loosener there by Ben Watts. One and one the count. Swing and a miss. Taken there by Ben Watts, who's a very good fielder off his own pitching. You know, he's played a fair bit in the outfield and
as well. Yes.
Yeah, it's always good to see good fielding pitches. It brings back the memory of people like Marty Grant would be an excellent example.
Absolutely. Marty actually first got his senior experience down here in Canterbury, playing for the Suburbs Club way back when.
Yep, good.
Before he shifted up to Wellington.
Good Nelson product though. You know,
yes.
And we've now seen at bat is the pitcher, Quinn Wickens. So Quinn is actually quite a handy hitter too, isn't he?
He can hit the ball quite hard.
Often bats in the sort of middle of the PCU Devils order, isn't he? Swing and a miss that time.
He was a bit surprised recently to be at number 4 in the hitting order.
Probably looked around and said, "Where's Josh Harbrow this week?" Logan Herbert takes the out in left field off the bat of Quinn Wickens. 2 down. And Leon Lum, the Canterbury lead-off, to enter the batter's box. Herbert takes another out there in left field to retire the side, and the score remains Otago 6, Canterbury 1. So Carl Gould, the Canterbury coach, just out there on the diamond with his charges. Very experienced player, very well credentialed New Zealand player. He was the catcher in the New Zealand team that won the 1984 World Championships in Midland, Michigan, catching to his Ramblers clubmate Steve Jackson. And in 1988, Carl captained the New Zealand team in Saskatoon, where they won the silver medal, losing to the United States in the final, where the United States had Otago's favourite son Peter Meredith on the mound that day. So great to see someone of Carl's experience coaching.
Oh, exactly. Coming back into the game, spent a few seasons down in Dunedin. Had a stint on the Softball New Zealand board.
Yeah, he's certainly served the game at quite a few different levels. Good to see. Up now, Mitch Finney. So as mentioned earlier, Mitch comes up here reasonably regularly to play for Papanui. He certainly plays in a lot of tournaments. And last year at the Club Nationals, from memory, he hit a big home run in the final. Or the semi-final anyway.
Yes, I think it was the semi to get them into the final.
Yeah, Auckland United semi-final. So he just fouls that first pitch off. Very hard swinging player from the left side, and Also played a fair bit of baseball. Ended up trialling for the Tuatara at one stage. And
Okay. Called strike there.
yeah, called strike by umpire Little, and that's 2 strikes now for Quinn Wickens. One and 2. Change up picked and fouled off there by Finney.
Side pitch there.
And 2 and 2 the count. So Mitch Finney come back quite well here. Can he pick a hit up off Quinn Wickens? Full count. Yeah, very good prospect, Mitch Finney. I think the more he gets to play at this level, the more he has a chance of maybe putting his hand up for a higher level too. He's just going to drop that in though. That's going to fly out to Bailey Hamilton.
Under that.
So up now, Cam Watts, who came perilously close to a home run on the left field pole last at bat, but quite rightly ruled foul. Strike called. So he's got a very open stance, Marie.
He does.
Maybe it's something with catches, Patrick Shannon sort of style.
Yes, similar. Cameron, a teacher at Casebrook Intermediate.
And Cameron shows a bit of wheels there on the to beat out the throw for an infield single. Good play by Drew Delator and a nice stretch by Tyron Bartarillo at first base. But Cameron Watts quick enough to beat out the throw. Up now, Matt Watts.
Yes, Cameron's he's very athletic and very fast, and as a catcher, you'll often see him covering some mileage on down the sidelines.
Great to see, and he's stealing now, and he gets there easily on the overthrow. He's going to round the 3 on the overthrow, so snappy base running there by Cam Watts, just backing up what Marie said about his pace. So an RBI potential here for Matt Watts with brother Cam at third. Nice grab there down low by Josh Lubieski. So Josh is a tall catcher, he had to get down very low there. Strike one. Did you do the women's game? Did you do the women's game?
No.
You didn't? Oh, you don't know the score?
It's still on there.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. All right.
I'll go down and see. Quickly checking that one out. It was 4-1 to Canterbury. Something like that. Find out quick, like.
Ball 2, strike 2. Sorry, just we'll try and get an update to you on the score from the number 2 diamond of the Jubilee Cup South Island Women's Final.
See a bit of a track down from Diamond 2, which usually indicates the game on Diamond 2 is finished.
Yeah, there's a few people coming back now, so.
The score was
Strike out there.
The score there to Canterbury was 8-1 with a walk-off home run to end the game.
So Canterbury retain the Jubilee Cup Women's title. Their hold of 28 years on the men's title is tenuous at this stage. It's 6-1 down. The bottom of the 5th inning. 2 outs, and Matt Watts running at third now for brother Cam, who's togging up in the dugout, and Jaden Britt at bat. So Britt lays off the first pitch down low from Quinn Wickens. So you'd expect Jaden Britt would have a bit of experience at picking pitches. I'm sure there's a fair bit of pitching strategy talked about at the Britt household with Dad Murray and brother Ryan.
Yes. Very strategic thinkers. Ryan, like Jaden and his father, has his father's strategic thinking and of the game, and actually came back pitching for the first time last weekend after a knee surgery.
Oh, that's great to see.
Yes.
Ball down low, so great poise here in the batter's box by Jaden Britt. He's already picked a walk in this game, and he'll be looking to put more pressure on Canterbury. And Quinn Wickens comes back with a strike to load up the count. 3-2.
Yes, Britt nods.
And a great hit down the left field line by Britt. He's going to score Watts from third base. That's 7-1 now to Otago, and a stand-up double to Jaden Britt. Now, great at-bat there by Jaden Britt. He took the count out to the full count, got the pitch he wanted, and drove it into left field, down the line. Nice bit of sportsmanship there by Tyron Barterillo to regather the batting accoutrements of Jaden Britt, hand them over to Otago. And the DR comes out.
And that run with Leon Lum scoring there probably has saved the Red Sox somewhat, because otherwise this would have been game over now.
Yeah. So Otago have chosen to put on Ben Watts Canterbury have chosen to intentionally walk Ben Watts, the Otago pitcher. Big grin on Ben's face. He probably was hoping to have a at bat, but he'll take it. So setting up the force play here with 2 down. Interesting call there to intentionally walk the pitcher.
Yes.
To get at the next hitter who hit a home run in the Grand Slam home run. So Logan Herbert, the home run hitter for Otago. He's facing an 0-2 count. Wickens looking for a clutch strikeout to limit any further damage in the inning. And strikeout called on the outside corner, so big K there for Quinn Wickens. But not before Otago go ahead 7-1.
Above the E8, 2 in brackets E8, shows him as a throw.
So without wishing to tempt fate, Otago well and truly in the box seat here, embellishing their 6-1 lead from the early stages of the game with that run there, the RBI to Jaden Britt. Ben Watts to resume the pitching. And this, could possibly be the result that South Island men's softball needs in a way, Maureen.
Absolutely, to bit of a difference, and particularly with the NFC coming up this year, different format where we see it's more interprovincial rather than the franchise system where we've seen Southern Pride. Being held here at Mizuno Ball Park in February, or hopefully being held here.
Yeah, let's hope so. But just great that sense, a lot of us old timers remember the days in the 70s and 80s when there were 13 teams at the Jefferies Cup and 4 or 5 could win it in any one year. Otago, Southland, Canterbury, Nelson, Marlborough were all genuine title threats. And it'll be good to see the game grow in other parts of the South Island again.
Yes.
And a result like this could just be the fillip it needs in Otago.
The odd time West Coast coming in there as well with Gareth Cook and his father Gavin in there.
That's right, yeah. A couple of good pitchers over the years, and Peter Babington and Bill Downing, Steve Kate.
Yes.
So Drew Delatour now enjoys a count of 2-1. And Drew's going to hit that ball over the centre field fence. He watched it all the way off his bat and it sails over centre field. So a big home run there by the young Drew Delatour, the Canterbury Red Sox second baseman.
And I think nobody is probably more surprised than Drew is with the reaction as he crossed the plate there.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean,
not repeatable.
Drew's noted as a contact hitter, but he certainly met that one beautifully. Josh Harbrow with a hard act to follow, but he's capable of doing the same. Strike on the outside corner. So Ben Watts won't want to come in to Scott Harbrow. On pitch around his power zone because he knows that he is certainly capable of putting the ball in the same place that Drew Delatour did.
Yes.
Yeah, umpire Fortin confirms that a swing was offered at the ball. So 2 strikes now. And a big home run, this time over left field, over the second fence by Josh Harbrow. So back-to-back home runs off the pitching of Ben Watts. Josh Harbrow touches them all and the team line up to salute their skipper.
That's called leading from the front.
Certainly is, and so Tyrone Bartarillo certainly capable of a triple threat. He hits up the middle, happy to go to centre field, to the fence there for a stand-up double. So 3 back-to-back hits, 3 back-to-back extra base hits off Ben Watts pitching. Could this be the Canterbury comeback? So we talked earlier in the game about Tyrone Bartarillo's back control. The temptation might have been to wait for the pitch to drive over the fence like his 2 buddies, but he was just happy to go up the middle, hit that ball hard into the fence and scamper around to second base. Bailey Hamilton, another long ball hitter. And a good cut too. A good cut. Ben Watts goes, ooh. As in, I've just dodged the bullet.
Happy also just to see the wayward pitches away.
Ball on the inside. So Watts conscious that with the runner on second base and scoring position, doesn't want to offer anything too good to Bailey Hamilton because he knows that he's got the power to put it over the park. Ball 1, strike 2. Good work there by Cam Watts. Just keeps the ball in front of him, prevents Bartarillo from advancing to 3. Hamilton's flight out to Jaden Britt there at second base. But the scoring threat remains with up to bat now Josh Lubieski, who drove a very good hit in his first at bat into right field. So if he can hit behind the runner on this occasion, you might see another run for Canterbury. But Ty might be a veteran, but he's still got a few wheels, hasn't he, Marie?
Absolutely, yes, he can. Wily players like Tyrone are able to put that pressure on when they need to. know how to conserve their energy.
Yeah. And Ben Watts fires a strike down with his first delivery to Josh Lubieski. So just a reminder that it's now 7-3 to Otago after this rally by Canterbury, and one down. Runner in scoring position at second base, and Josh Lubieski at bat. Ball on the outside. Cam Watts is a very tidy technician behind the plate, isn't he?
He is, and he's got a very good brain on him calling a game. Very smart catcher.
This time Logan Herbert can't quite get the foul ball in over the left field line, so Lubieski back to the batter's box. Bartarillo back to second base. Yeah, catchers tend to get better with experience, and he's certainly developing that now.
And he's still a young man himself.
Yeah.
25, 26.
Somebody I feel could be looked at nationally at some stage. He's a great technician behind the plate, as I've said, and throws runners out. He's quick.
Yes, a couple of seasons ago he had an extremely good season with the bat and could have been poised then on the verge of making the Black Sox training squad, but chose to do some OE with his partner.
Right, okay.
And then COVID hit, so things have conspired against him slightly.
Yeah, we've tended sometimes to look more at sluggers as catchers. So we've been spoiled a wee bit by having people like Mark Sorensen and Patrick Shannon, who were great home run hitters and very good catchers. But sometimes you just need that great stopper and caller of games. And
he's also very versatile in that he can play a number of positions in the field as well.
Popped up there off the bat of Lubieski into the safe gloves of Finney at shortstop. Safe glove, of course. Safe hands. And then up now Josh Gladding. With two down, Bartarillo at second base still. And fell back there off the bat of Josh Gladding. And for the second time in the inning, Jaden Britt takes the ball high over his head at second base for the out.
Yes, safe hands there.
Yeah, quite a versatile player, Jaden. He's seen him playing a bit of shortstop this year for Kapanoe.
Yes, first time I've seen him playing shortstop that extensively. Also, with Tyrone Bartarillo there.
He's played a bit over at third at times, and I'm sure he's probably been a catcher in the backyard anyway to Ryan. So Quinn Wickens resuming on the mound for the bottom of the sixth.
Played some of his younger softball for the Royals club. Yeah, at Hornby.
All right, yep.
Otago got a change. The 9 spot, 14 out, 17 out.
So we're going to see a pinch hitter coming in for Otago, and it's Benjamin Foster. So Benjamin Foster coming in at the at number 9 in the order for James Matheson. Nelson Yorston, who had that stand-up triple last at bat, on deck. Strike call. So a pincher always likes to have a look, a bit of a sighter with the first pitch. Very rarely will you see somebody swing at the first pitch when they've come into the game.
Yes.
This time he wants to have a go, but misses entirely. Fouled right back. Not too far away there for the Ben Foster. And strikeout called. So another K racked up there by Wickens.
Yes, umpire Little rings him up there. When we talk about commuting, Heath Little often will commute from Ashburton to umpire here in Canterbury.
Yeah, it's great to see. Here we have Nelson Yorston, another with a very open, aggressive stance in the batter's box, facing Quinn Wickens. It's the first one go, and umpire Little says that's a ball. Quinn Wickens not quite so in agreement, but there's only one arbiter here.
Hi, darling. Hi, darling.
And Yorston
nice
smashes
hit
another
there.
hit through the gap there at left field. He'll stand up at second base. And another hit there off the bat of Nelson Yorston.
See the DR coming in because as he was rounding the bases there, a bit of a limp going on.
Yeah, I noticed that last time he was racing round. It doesn't seem to slow him down when he's
Needs
he's
to
running
run,
around.
yes.
But he might seize up a wee bit, so bringing in the DR, which is what you've got one there for.
Yeah.
Nathan Hill. Up now, Fletcher Dew. The man who really sparked the whole early rally. Wickens starts with a strike. Nice low strike, low rise there. Drew Delatour elects to take the out at 1. And on that fielder's choice, Nathan Hill goes to 3. 2 down. And Mitch Finney to bat.
Yes, Nathan Hill, a young player, 17-year-old, is very much a student and studies the game intensely. Got a very analytical mind, and he's actually picked up scoring and very interested in statistics.
Ah, great, yeah. Well, it's a great game for statistics. ball called. And strike takes the outside corner to the left-handed hitter. Finney lays off that, and quite rightly so. It's just outside the corner of the plate. Three and one now. And Finney punches an opposite field single to score Otago's 8th run.
Yes, his second hit of the game.
And the left-handed hitter hitting to the opposite corner there. No chance of Brady Hamilton throwing out a DR from third base. It's a bit of a tall order, so Otago now 8-3. Nice hustle there by Drew Delatour to get that slow spinning ball just behind the pitcher's plate. Takes the out, but again Otago just inch out their lead a bit more. 8-3 now, that's 7 hits apiece in this ball game. And one of the differences in this game at the moment has been Otago have been flawless in the field. Can they do that for this last inning? They're 3 outs away from a very historic victory. There'll be people in Otago getting ready to affix blue and gold ribbons to the Jefferies Cup. They haven't seen it for a while.
Exactly.
And I'm sure there will be a run on Spates stocks in the Octagon tonight if they can get these 3 outs. But don't put it past Canterbury to come back with a rally. I mean, they do have the hitters to do that, as Ben Watts found out at that last inning.
Can we also have a change? Down the bottom, 8 is 18 out, 16 in. Below that, 4 out, 10 in. Yes.
So Canterbury really using their bench here. Coach Carl Gould, he's bringing in some pinch hitters. He's going to bring in Jack Niehoff Bates to lead off this inning. And Caleb Stewart will be on deck. So a good use of his bench by Gould. Jack Niehoff Bates, Kaipoi now?
Yes, plays for Kaipoi. Nuggety wee third baseman.
Got a compact swing, tight strike zone, quite a good hitter. But Ben Watts now away from a historic victory for the Otago Softball Association. There'll be a whole lot of old Otago players will be very nervous for the next 3 outs, but also very proud of their team today. So really, I guess the job, Marie, for these lower order Canterbury hitters will be to get on base and extend the inning.
It is, Tony. However, Jack Bates, while he's on the bottom of the order here, he leads off for the Kaipoi Kings team, so he's well used to leading off in innings.
Yeah, if I can get runners on base, maybe load the bases up, and so then extend the chances of the likes of Josh Harbrow coming up again. They've got an outside chance. This is a good at-bat by Jack Niehoff-Bates. He's really making Ben Watts throw a lot of pitches here. 3-1, he jumps out in the count. So good disciplined hitting here by Jack Bates. Oh, what a recovery by Ben Watts. That's just fantastic. That ball was driven at him by Niehoff-Bates. He didn't really know where it was initially. He reacted really quickly to a call, found it in front of him, fiddled it off his shins, picked it up and fired the out. So that could be a very key out in the context of this game, and Ben Watts taking time just to recover there, understandably, Marie.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
It would have floored other pitchers.
Yeah, we talked earlier about what a great fielding pitcher he is, and
he's extremely fit, Ben, and his fitness would no doubt have helped his ability to recover from that and take the out at one.
Yeah, and speed of reaction too.
Yes.
You know, just so really, Jack Niehoff-Bates did his job there. You couldn't have asked for anything more. No. That was a hit up the middle off most pitches. It cannoned into Ben Watts, who reacted so swiftly and kind of bravely, really. Takes the out. He's just supping on a drink of water there, and he'll take his time to get back onto the mound, and he deserves that time too. So Caleb Stewart interfaces Papanui clubmate Ben Watts. One down. Ball one. So understandably, Ben Watts taking a little time to get back into his groove after copying that knock. Strike on the outside. So the count now 2-1. I think it's probably fair to say, Marie, there wouldn't be too many players in this Otago team who were born when Otago last won the Jefferies Cup. Maybe Ben was one of them.
I don't even know if Ben would have been, to be honest.
28 years ago, so...
Yes. No, I don't think so. Maybe just.
It doesn't seem that long ago to me, but it is a fair way when you look back. And Jaden Britt will make another assist there. 2 down. So Otago 1 out away from victory in the South Island Jefferies Cup final. For the first time since that 1992 team achieved that feat.
Yes. Got one hand on that trophy.
And Leon Lam hoping to extend the inning for Canterbury. Swings, fouls off. I guess one of the great things, Marie, is that they've achieved this victory today on the back of not so much pick-up players, but Otago players of origin, if you like.
Yes, the 4 very strong players.
Although they play their club softball for Christchurch clubs, they're very much Otago, products. We've seen great contributions in this game by people like Logan Herbert and Nelson Youlston with the bat, Mitch Finney. Not to mention the Watts trio.
Watts trio, yes.
Jaden Britt also both bat and in the field.
Yes, he's been very good in the field, Jaden, hasn't he?
Good to see too. Otago this year they're playing, inter-club with inter-city with Southland. I think they recognise the two provinces. They have to cooperate a lot more to both get better and sustain.
Yes, it gives them a bit of extra competition there as well.
They're only a couple of hours apart, so it's easy to travel between the two places. And Mitch Finney takes the final out of the game, slaps his glove, and Otago celebrate victory in the Jefferies Cup final 8-3 against Canterbury Red Sox. Thoroughly deserved victory to the men in blue and gold.
Yes,
and Canterbury would acknowledge that too. A great era over for Canterbury, we must say, though. I mean, 28 years and consecutive titles in any sport is a phenomenal feat.
Yes. That win was set up in the first innings there. Otago out hitting Canterbury Red Sox 9-5.
So that's the final score, folks, from the Ball Park here. There'll be some trophy presentation. We might just stay live for that. So you have to commend Canterbury, Marie, Carl Gould and his management team for agreeing to release so many players and just give this tournament a boost.
Yes, otherwise it could have a tendency to be quite one-sided, just because here in Canterbury we do have that much more depth.
Yeah, and
within the local competition.
It must be said too that other South Island provinces have contributed to that depth over the years, with Southlanders, Gareth Cook, you mentioned before, from West Coast, players from Nelson. So it's good to see, maybe that going back in the reverse direction.
Yes.
So the two teams are in a huddle now,
and this season still in the Canterbury competition we see players who are hailing not just from Otago but also Nelson, Southland and Mid Canterbury playing in the men's Premier Men's competition regularly.
Yeah. Hopefully we can find a way as a game to boost softball back in those districts, where it was strong. I mean, if we look at New Zealand softball over the years, so many of our good players, men and women, have come from rural provincial areas. But now we tend to only draw players from the main centres because that's where the stronger competitions are.
Yes. Though I do believe that there are some strong players coming through. This year, for the second time, the under 19 or 18 tournament will be club based, and last year one of the finalists in the under 18 boys club championships was Demons from Southland. So there's some strength coming through there.
That was great, guys.
Do we finish?
I don't know. No, you can stay live. But is the sound off now? We could probably turn that off and come back. while we get the all-important final info so that we can get the presentation.
So we're just coming to the prize giving here, and
Welcome along to Mizuno Ball Park.
Moira Annandale from Canterbury Softball is presiding with.
My name is Moira and I am joined by CSA Chairman Tony Hanson. Tony, thank you for joining us to help us.
So Moira joined by Tony Hanson, the Canterbury Softball President.
The Men's Women's Championships hold a soft spot for many of us here in the mainland, and it's a real pleasure to host, and it's always a great opportunity to reconnect with old faces and you, as well as some that we may not have seen for a while. Given the current climate nationally, we have had to operate a little bit differently this season, and I would like to thank everybody in attendance for your cooperation and patience as we all navigate this new space. We know all too well that it can be a little hard to implement such restrictions, and we thank you for your good grace throughout the week. I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the efforts of our umpiring and scoring crews. Our local umpiring crew continues to be well supported by travelling officials for the weekend, for which we are very appreciative. So to Dave Beaumont, Pat, Hannah and your respective crews, thank you and congratulations once again on yet another seamless event. A massive thank you goes to our event commentary crew and scoreboard operators, to Craig, Foxy, Tony, Marie, Stacey, and spearheaded by Vienna, who has been so generous with her time, and they have been with their time this weekend. Guys, you've been absolutely wonderful. Thank you very much for your input. And last but by no means least, to all our participating teams, coaches, players, managers, and the ever loyal support crews that made the long trip for some and attendance against the odds for others. Well done, and we hope that the trip has been a rewarding one for you. Right, without further ado folks, we will get on with the presentation, starting off with the Women's Awards.
So we're now going to the Jubilee Cup Women's Awards, with trophies to be presented to the winning team and the top individual performers.
Starting off with the individual awards, with thanks to the Softball Superstore, the top batter for 2021 from Canterbury Red Hawks, Alyssa Laurie, with an average of 615.
So Alyssa Laurie from the Canterbury Red Hawks is the top batter with an average of .6115. So Alyssa, an outfielder for the Red Hawks, out of the Horsell Hornets Club, comes onto the diamond, gets her prize from Tony Hanson.
Coming back for the photo call.
So Alyssa's one of the young players in the Red Hawks squad.
For 2021, winning pitcher in the final from Canterbury Red Hawks, Mackenzie McDowell.
So another young player, Mackenzie McDowell, has won the top pitcher award, the winning pitcher in the final, out of the Kaiapoi Queens Club. Again, a player with great family pedigree in the game, Marie.
Yes, and huge potential.
Absolutely. Already throwing the ball quite hard, probably only 16, 17.
And our hearty congratulations go to the successful defending champ.
Could even be younger, I think, Tony. I think she's 15.
Wow.
Canterbury Red Hawks.
So the Canterbury Red Hawks will get the trophy here.
Samantha Fawcett Kay joining Mackenzie Bailey McDowell with the trophy.
Two of the younger players. Looks like Sammy's been deputed to speak. So Canterbury Red Hawks picking up the title on Coach Carl Tananga's birthday. Had a chat to him earlier and he confessed to being 53. So a great birthday present for him and his team.
Individuals, the Softball Superstore top batter for 2021 2021 with an average of 727. Hailing from Nelson, Matt Lowe.
Wow.
So Matt Lowe from Nelson has won the top batter award with an average of .727. Pretty good, Marie.
Not bad, because he would be playing against, batting against some of the top batters, the top pitchers.
Exactly. And the no surprise here, the top pitcher of the tournament, Ben Watts, the Otago hurler, the number one pitcher in the South Island at the moment. He hobbles out to get the award.
Somewhat gingerly, yes.
Yeah. Understandably, for copying that shot. Big grin on his face.
And the penultimate award presentation for the day, 2021 Jefferies Cup South Island Champions. Congratulations, Otago Whatukura.
So Otago Whatukura getting the trophy for the South Island Jefferies Cup champions. Senior up, I think this is
Ben Foster.
Ben Foster, yeah. So a very proud moment for Otago softball, and Ben Foster posing with Tony Hansen here. First title with 28 years, and he's about to say a few words now.
Congratulations to the boys. Like that Canterbury for the game, good game. So often we're on the other end of the season, so it's just really nice to get that up. So congratulations, and I'd like to thank all of our supporters, everyone here around watching the game, and thank you for the always. And yeah, we'll enjoy this one. Cheers.
Yeah, and Ben Foster said we'll enjoy this one, which probably implies there might be a few spades sunk.
Yes.
Before we bid you farewell, though, I would like to extend an invitation to, and hopefully we will welcome you all back to the ball park for the Softball New Zealand National Fastpitch Chats in February next year. But until we meet again, take care, safe travels home, and we look forward to seeing you again. Thank you.
Okay, and that sort of winds it up from the park today with the festivities over, and congratulations to Otago. Thanks very much, Marie, for your commentary input.
Thank you, Tony.
And just to end with a nice little anecdote about, we had a message from Murray Britt just before the end of the game to say that there's a family connection between, he was the losing pitcher the last time Canterbury surrendered the Jefferies Cup, and 28 years later his son Jaden is in the Otago team that's just won the Jefferies Cup.
And featured very strongly as a part of that team.
He did, so a nice little family cameo there to go with the Watts family trio. So congratulations, Otago. Hopefully it'll be celebrated widely in your province, and hopefully we'll see you back for the NFC. Thank you.
Thanks.